Hello, welcome back. Today we are back playing Genshin.
And here's what happened last time.
Tears, if I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions.
Furina.
Huh? Who's that?
I will tell you how to save everyone,
Aww.
but you may have to suffer somewhat.
So lonely.
Oh, Furina. Please, I just need to give her a hug. This is so sad.
Pass by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more.
Oh my gosh. This is actually heartbreaking.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes, she's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina, the Archon of Fontaine. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5
How could you do that to her?
centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate.
Poor
It
little
seems
innocent
that
Furina.
Trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine. Yes?
I've always
Right.
suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice.
Oh my
taking
goodness.
Fontaine's Gnosis with me. Yes. It
Wow.
would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the
Wow.
god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. Only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalors, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course.
Aww.
In other words, this was all done to return the authority
Oh
of
my
the Hydro
gosh.
Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
He's gonna miss his gremlin daughter.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Oh, Neuvillette.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons
So true, Bestie.
possess.
Go off.
I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's
She's such a
people
good
shall live
Archon.
on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Aww. She did a good job being deceitful.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Don't let her do it. Oh my gosh. Oh. Whew.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Oh. That was really so sad. She worked so hard. Oh. Oh. She did such a good job protecting all the people.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it.
Woo, let's go.
Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the primordials from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry.
You obtained power just now?
Traveler, now that the Oratrice can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
You mean me?
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me,
Not
traveler.
the all-devouring Narwhal.
The hour of execution has come.
Alright, let's go. Let's do this, bestie. For Focalors. Ugh. He's such a big boy.
We're going to execute it? But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
Yeah, same Paimon.
I've already done my best to separate the power from the primordials from the way. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share.
Are we gonna have to go inside of the Narwhal?
We shall look for an opening together.
I feel so small doing this fight. I feel tiny. No! Oh my gosh, this music goes hard.
Right here.
Okay. The music right now feels so canon using Neuvillette to fight in this. Did she just throw child in there? Excuse me?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
Oh my.
Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point. But they bumped into one another earlier than I thought.
Disciple?
Power. Who are you exactly?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the...
Oh wow.
managed
He's
to
gonna
defeat
be
the
so sad to hear
all-devouring
that.
Narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
What sort of person would take the all-devouring narwhal as a
I have
pet?
to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters. All in all, it fails as a pet.
You don't think?
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation.
Yeah.
So what sort of person is your master?
Bad pet owner.
Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name the Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfalnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either.
Okay.
But I suppose you understand now, yes?
Interesting.
My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Okay.
Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the
Okay.
all-devouring Narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest.
Oh,
As
wonderful.
such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other
Great.
words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
There's little to be surprised about, Paimon. Oh, that's true. It is natural after all. The prophecy will surely come true. We knew this and accepted it. However...
Not to worry. Focalors has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Oh my gosh, yes, the giant boat! Let's go!
All hands initiate emergency rescue!
The claw!
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Oh, the little kid! Oh, they're such good swimmers. Good job, kids.
Look! The water's receding! It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was
Oh, oh, I'm so happy.
The prophecy.
You did it! Furina! This is because of you, bestie.
The Solo renewed. The Svina Divasula attacks post-disaster rebuilding. Skyship Winglet, lunar brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. Wow, Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Juria and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
They might have been real big shots from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity.
Pretty enthralling, huh?
That was beautiful,
The Stewart's idea
Charlotte.
was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups.
The articles do make me curious about how things will play out.
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. Let's head to Poisson first. Navia!
What brings you all here?
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote
Oh my
last year about
gosh.
Fontaine stray cats.
Fatui, not that bad?
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here.
Keep it as simple as possible.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clorant?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers.
Do you mind me asking a few questions?
Forget it.
You might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Clorant at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Aww.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day. I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clorant.
In your
Wow,
dreams.
You really do have that never say die spirit.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
Let me make a guess too. I asked Sigewinne who told Monsieur Neuvillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the Fortress become so friendly towards the media?
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Yeah, something
Looks
like
You've
that.
been missing us.
He's here.
Luke, did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Where are we off to? What is he showing us? Aww. They're so nervous.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need. I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once, and I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've
Yes,
definitely got
Charlotte,
more of
butter
a
'em up.
genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Oh, seems like
Oh,
everyone's here.
Citrine.
Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Sigewinne, over this way.
How
She's
have
so
things been
sweet.
at the Fortress?
Same old, as you can see.
Other than that flying
And
ship,
it's a great place.
it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes.
I believe that you too should have your day in the sun.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two. I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return. It's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Awesome.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
In that case, let's call it a day here.
I might write a story about the underwater factory next time.
I didn't see them! They really are here!
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you. You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions
she's very
to Fontaine.
welcome.
What's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during
No.
which he gave Fontaine's Gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift. I was quite surprised at first myself.
I guess, but
Father
still.
did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
What is with you people just giving these things away?
That's true, but this is a Gnosis we're talking about. So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about? What about Child?
Yeah, where is
They
Child?
say that he's returned to Snezhnaya
Okay.
to recover from his wounds.
When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So
Yeah.
shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
A little bit.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers. Yes, don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world.
Will you keep to your
Well,
position?
that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
I just remembered something. Please help us deliver this.
vision.
Oh, right. I was gonna say we still have that.
All right.
Yes.
I'll remember to return it.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're, if I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. Farewell.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating
know.
presence.
Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go?
Oh, thank
Here,
you.
Traveler, Paimon, you take one too. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths.
Aww.
And serendipity will lead you to your fated friends.
Cute.
All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now.
So you really are here, Neuvillette. I didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. In any case, you came at a good time.
How was Fontaine actually saved?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Aww. So sad.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
I only saw Furina's part myself.
Focalors destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you.
Congrats.
But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea. So long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet.
Wow.
In other words, when I gave
She's
my
so
verdict,
smart.
Fontanians became true humans.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
You could say that it was at that moment that the Fontanians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah,
About Fontaine's future.
Risley said Furina has already left.
Ah, Lady Furina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired
Aww.
and needed to rest.
And she
Having
should.
said
She
that,
deserves
then packed her
it.
things and moved out of the opera house. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our
Wow,
courts.
he's a real judge
From now on,
now.
I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
About the Gnosis. You want to tell us about that?
Say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something.
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more. And I do not need the Gnosis's
I
power.
know, but we don't want
As
them
such,
to have
it has
it.
lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, we might as well accede to their request now.
My next stop?
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume.
Oh
I'm
gosh,
afraid
I hope
that I have
so.
little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As
What do you
far as
know?
I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
You want to come with
A
us?
nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution.
Interesting.
Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Interesting.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan.
Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you
Oh.
two back to the surface. It went something like this.
The all-devouring Narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a Gnosis.
Wait,
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her Gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
You should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from
Interesting.
befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
Wonderful.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the
Wow, he is actually on
If
our
she speaks
side.
the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
Descender, she mentioned one of them. I'm the fourth descender. For me, this information means two things. One, that the Gnosis are related to descenders, and two, that the one who came before me has already died.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like,
I was gonna say,
being able to use elemental powers
we
without a vision.
can do
That
that.
sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not talk about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy, comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all.
Don't worry, I won't die so easily.
Say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for
Woo!
now.
Yay, happy days.
All of Focalors' efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the
I
gods?
suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops.
Aww.
Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Wow, oh my gosh. That was crazy. This might be my favorite one so far. My favorite story so far. That was wild. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. We are going to wrap up there for today. I hope you had fun. I hope this gave you a lot to think about, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody!